Chicago Bears salary cap update and explaining why the NFL and various other sources now show the Bears with a fourth round pick in this year's draft. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First, I want to update about the fourth round pick. This comes from the NFL releasing the official draft order this week. And in that document, it shows the Bears got a fourth round pick from the Carolina Panthers. Nowhere on the internet or nothing I can find confirms this. And if you go to the Chicago Bears website or Tankathon, neither of them list us as having a fourth round pick. To me, it's pretty simple. This was just a simple mistake, and the Bears don't have a fourth round pick this year. But it's now been 5 days, and the NFL still has not fixed it. And now mock draft sites like PFF are also listing us with a fourth round pick. So more and more fans are now becoming confused by this. I want to be clear here, guys. I do not believe we have a fourth round pick. I think this is a simple error by the NFL. But I will say, if they don't fix it soon, they might as well just give us a fourth round compensation pick because they're getting fans' hopes up out here. But to be clear, I do not expect us to have a pick in the fourth round unless Ryan Poles trades down and acquires an additional pick. But I want to talk for a minute about the Bears' salary cap situation. If you wanted a clear sign that the Bears were shifting gears from rebuild mode to win now mode, the contract structures of the two latest contracts speak volumes about that. Both Grady Jarrett and Dio Odangbo's contracts are backloaded. And never in Ryan Poles' history of being a general manager has he ever backloaded a deal or written in void years into a contract. And he's done both of those now in the last week. But if you go back and look at all of his deals from Nate Davis, Tremaine Edmonds, DeMarcus Walker, and everyone else he's signed in free agency, to even the extensions he signed with our best players, DJ Moore, Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet, and Montez Sweat, all have been structured to maintain flexibility and protect the salary cap. But not anymore. The Bears are shifting gears into win now mode. Both Odangbo and Grady Jarrett's contracts were backloaded with bigger cap hits in later years and low cap hits in 2025. Grady Jarrett's cap hit this season is just 5.8 million against the cap. But on top of that, Poles also wrote void years into Jarrett's contract. So Grady Jarrett's contract is structured like this: just a $5.4 million cap hit in 2025, 17.4 million in 2026, and 15.1 in 2027. But it also has a 4.8 million dead cap hit in 2028 and a 2.4 million dead cap hit in 2029 after his contract ends. Now, all teams write contracts like this occasionally, but this has not been the kind of process that Ryan Poles has been used to as general manager. This is a clear shift of strategy. Last year, we were not in win now mode. Ryan Poles was not backloading contracts last season. Now it's a clear shift in philosophy. Even Odangbo's contract was backloaded, but Poles did not write any void years into that one. But he has outs in both of those contracts as well. So if either player doesn't live up to the hype early in the contract, Ryan Poles can still protect himself and get out of them. We still are unsure how much salary cap space the Bears have left, though. I said this for the last week when a bunch of other people were just making assumptions and thinking that the AAV of these contracts, which is the average annual value, was going to be the same as the cap hit. I knew that was not going to be the case. So we have to be patient and see how these contracts are structured, and then we can figure out the salary cap. We have most of the numbers from some of the new contracts, but we do not have the details on Jonah Jackson's extension. Olamide Zaccheaus and Durham Smythe, neither of their contracts have been factored in either. So if you go on Sport Track, it'll show the Bears as having $30 million in cap space, but that simply is not true. But we could still have close to 20 left depending on how these contracts are structured. We should find out in the next couple of days. We have Grady Jarrett's now, we have Dio's and Drew Dahlman's. We're just waiting for the final details on a couple more contracts, and I also expect a Joe Tooney extension to be announced soon as well. If you missed it, I was live with Greg Gabriel earlier today, and I have another special drop in early tomorrow. Check that one out. It's me and Glenn Morgan talking NFL draft. I appreciate everyone who watches. Please hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.